So أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم مادة يا شهر مردان دستوري علي. Welcome to this channel once again. Today from a new locality, right? Neptune in Aries, Saturn in Aries hitting strongly. The new locality. Still trying to figure out the acoustics and still trying to figure out the perfect lighting here. But yeah, I wanted to make this video so because people are waiting, they are asking, oh, everything okay? Right. So yes, I had a lot of orders for the talismans and courses, and I moved. So these are the news to share here, right? So today the topic is muakiline, how to use them basically, because in the first video I released on that, it was many questions. There were like, okay, and what if I invoke the muwakil, how can I use him? No, we don't use, they use us, right? At least not in the beginning, it's not so easy to use those. I mean, in the amal al-biniyat, so the manifestations are due to the intentions. So if you have a certain intention in mind, invoking that muwakil, it will manifest that, right? Of course, also the muwakil, it needs a certain time, it has a certain capacity. In a day, it can do a certain work in the unseen, where the whole manifestation is filtered through the unseen until it comes to our reality, right? So it's not also like from one day to the other. So after invoking the muwakil, the super angelic entity which is connected to one of Allah's names, it will need, I mean, they are, in the beginning they are generous, they may show, right? Okay, here you go. This is like a big sign, a big present, and this is also a test, right? Because sometimes people will see signs, but they will not believe still, right? Clear signs, yeah? So actually the clearer the sign, the bigger the test, right? For the people, because, and this can be also for people around, the people who invoked the muwakil, right? There can be clear signs, and the other one, no, this is not happening. This is just a coincidence, all right? And this is the question, of course, also with talismans and when using manifestation techniques like talismans, which are written prayers. Yes, okay, I make this certain step and something happens, right? Now, is this a coincidence or what is this, right? Like, you can also ask, okay, I put the water on, the cooker, the fire for the water, and it cooks. Oh, it's a coincidence that it cooks? Maybe one might think so. I think for a childish thinking, it can be, right, in the first observation, right? Okay, I did this and now it cooks. Oh, maybe it's a coincidence, right? Maybe the child in very early stages may think, okay, it might happen also from other things, right? But then due to observation, due to regularly doing these things, we can observe, and many people making the same observation, that these coincidences happen always when we use those things in a certain time frame also, right? To certain people who use those things, right? Invocation through the 99 names, talismans, right? So there is a certain pattern, and this is why also the angels, they work very mathematically. They have a certain order, they have a certain pattern, and they will work, as I said, maybe we can go through the different names, last names. Latif will work on a certain pattern. It's like a molecule. It's actually a science, right? Salam will work on a certain pattern. Qahar will work on in a certain pattern. Yeah. Still, of course, due to the effect of place and time and personalities and birth charts, maybe slightly different. But generally like 80% can be similar, right? And yes, there we come to the point where we say 80% is a general present, like the name is a general understanding and knowledge and manifestation, and then you have like this 20 to 30%, which is the personal manifestation of the person, where Allah gives the person a secret which is only for them, right? The same like as He gives you the seat you are sitting right now, and me, I'm sitting on this seat, or you're sitting on the floor, or you're walking this place just for you now. This is the individual reality. And then there are the common realities, right? This has to be considered. Yeah. That's interesting here. Okay. So now the muakiline come. You invoked. This is why it's good to invoke for holistic one, like hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. Firstly, problem solving, right? And although in the second manifestation the muakil will give you energy, in the first step, when you invoke, when you make the dhikr or you make the talisman, it takes a lot of prana, a lot of energy, right? So it's an investment, right? And you can invest, yes, through your own work, giving your own prana, or you can find someone, of course, to write a talisman, whatever, right? These are the two possibilities. Everyone also has different paths here. Yes. So then this special, I make this example for kun fayakun because it's very easy. The muwakil for kun fayakun comes and he says, okay, be but what? I'm here to manifest, but what? And then they scan you. They scan the person who invoked, and then, okay, this is the subconscious, like subconscious, because consciously we think we have been programmed, oh, we wanted the villa with a pool. And maybe that is also a manifestation that you have to get. And the realities of the manifestations they will bring about are that there is knowledge to be taken from. So for example, because we have many wishes, yes, let's stay with this villa and the pool and whatever, sauna maybe. Yes. That's totally valid, and they may give it to you. The point being here is that in this tradition we will have it and we can also use it. But there is a hikmah in it, and knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. And that is to understand the illusion we had in our heads. Because the muakiline will speak, okay, here you have it. And then you will see step by step the illusion. Because it's not as we thought it is, right? This can be for many things. This can be also having a shop, having a seclusion on a mountain. These are all also, they are valid paths at the same time. And at the same time, in each of them there is an illusion we are thinking of. And we are lying to ourselves, right? Or someone was, and we were buying into that illusion. It can be about place, it can be about persons, it can be about anything, about country, right? So that is the muakiline coming and saying, okay, what is going on? Okay, he or she wants this. Okay, then we manifest. Give me 1 month, 2 months. This is not what you maybe consciously want. Oh, I want this villa. But then the muakil say, okay, he will get maybe. But first we have to manifest the other realm, right? A shop. So that later on he or she can enjoy the outcome more. Yes. I hope you get what I mean. These are many aspects flow into that, right? So this is why also there is the alchemy, right? So if you now alchemize kun fayakun muwakil with alim, of Allah's name alim, the one who knows, the knower, all-knowing one, then it will be a more wise procedure going on. I mean alim on its own, because now we have the alchemy. I mean there is so much alchemy. It's like a whole body. You need all the elements in your body. You need the proteins, you need the carbs, you need the cells, the mitochondria, you need the bones, you need all of it. So, yes, and speaking of a heavenly spaceship, you need all the things. You need the engines, you need the oxygen supply, whatever, right? These are all the metaphors of the muakiline, right? So now we say, because it's a step by step, yeah? You are building this step by step, right? And don't forget to make the hangar for the fleet, right? So you build that, and now you can decide, okay, I wouldn't start with kun fayakun because there can be really subconscious wishes that come true, which you need first protection for. Because kun fayakun not only is, the angels are generous, they will come and they will scan you, but they will also scan people around. This is where the sadaqah, where the Prophet ﷺ said to someone, he couldn't give a sadaqah for money, but then he gave a person a certain dhikr he made. And then the Prophet ﷺ said, this is the biggest sadaqah, right? And the muakiline, when they start making their own dhikr, they will enlighten the whole area, and so will manifest also certain things in the whole area, right? So there can be subconscious things coming up, which can be even dangerous, right? So for this we need protection first. Talking to myself, yes. And now I want to go into this example because we can only, there are so many ways. I mean, I'm always saying to people, you don't need permission for the 99 names, because the Quran itself, when it came down, it's the permission to humanity. And there is no gatekeeping in that. People like the boomer Sufis, some boomer Sufis are like, no, you cannot do this, it's dangerous. Yes, driving a car is dangerous too. Can be dangerous, yes. So I'm saying people can go through it as they like due to inspiration, because Allah gives the inspiration, and learning the inspiration is also important. It's like us learning how to walk. Of course we will fall down, right? Can be hard. And then because sometimes inspiration can be dark inspiration, but can be light inspiration. But to learn it, you have to try it. No one's going to show you. Like, no one showed the child like, oh, you step like this, no. He maybe saw, or she, but then they tried and tried over and over again on their own. So what have we been saying? So what I see in the process of going through the 99 names, there are also individual paths, but generally again 80% will be similar. Like in one point they will have, all of the people will have the inspiration, okay, I actually should do this first. Yes, because there are like certain fundaments which we can build upon, right? Step by step. So the person will realize, oh, I've made the wall, but I didn't make the fundament. And in the spiritual realm, it really doesn't matter. Yeah, because there is a little bit of a different reality. Everything is eternal, right? They can float, the walls can float, no problem. But still you need the grounding, right? You have the walls, but you need the grounding. Yes, the muakiline for protection will do their job. Right, so now coming back to the example again. Alim, right? The knower. So the muwakil for Alim will make the recitation of Alim, right? The recitation of Alim, this is basically giving you knowledge, you and also once again surroundings, right? Step by step, drop by drop. Most important knowledge. Maybe you will make the intention again to manifest a certain knowledge, but then they will give you another knowledge because, oh, this is most important for the person. Maybe the person needs knowledge of what's healthy to eat. Maybe the person needs knowledge how to manage finances. Maybe the person needs knowledge about social connections. Maybe the person needs knowledge about manipulation. And so on. Maybe the person needs knowledge about politics. Then the first knowledge which they need, they will be unveiled and will have the capacity to, because this is also like getting more extra points for your capacities. You have a certain capacity of knowledge, and if you invoke the muwakil and become amil of that name of Allah, you will have more capacity in that realm. Yeah, it will expand this, right? On a constant basis, right? Yes. So this is how the muakiline work. Now, Alim on its own, once again, will manifest these kinds of things. Knowledge, knowing, understanding, yeah? And now when it's paired, I make the example for Kun Fayakun because it's very easy to understand. I think it's most easy to understand, although I don't recommend that. Okay, then there will be the manifestation combined with the understanding and knowledge, right? Right. And then you have all the other names. I could go on talking like this. And then, this is the main thing. So they are just working for you. Yeah, they are just checking the things over and over again, scanning you. What's the most important thing here? This and that. Okay, maybe in future this and that might happen. So they are changing maybe the things already 0.1%. So maybe there is a big blockage in the future, but they know about it. So they change 0.1% so that you can just go around the blockage, right? Yes, this is not nihilism. There is a lot of trust. Trust is one wing, but action is the other wing, right? And trying to change things. This is not about nihilism. To say, okay, I cannot do anything now, I just wait until this is over here. No, you can change. You have to change. This is one of the little drops of the secret of that Allah said, oh, we will make human Khalifatullah, the representative, right? This is not how people say, okay, now this is much more. Because Allah is not, okay, to make mountains and rivers. This is the smallest drop of His powers. This is much more. Right? Yes, then we have the muakilin who are in charge of time, slowing time, quickening time, changing things in the past, changing things in the future. Yes, they have a lot of powers. And then the only thing I can here now say how to, the next step beyond that, how to have impact on these muwakilin, the angels, is through intention. So you are really like making the intention, and the intention is the connection to this angel, right? You make the intention, okay, actually this would be good. When you be conscious of that intention over and over again, the muakiline will also pick up on that, right? Making a prayer, it's also like an intention, yeah. Like this, one can a little bit change the muakiline's direction. Not change, but influence it, right? Then there are other methods, but these all things we have in the courses, right? We have the pre-recorded courses on how to write talismans. If someone is interested in talisman writing, getting a practitioner, and this is fard al-kifaya once again. Not everyone has to do it, but certain people have to do it. Certain people have to be, a medical doctor, right? Certain people have to understand. Certain people have to be architects, and so on. Now we have a really low number of talismanic practitioners. So I have this call out. Whoever wants. It's a long way until you can serve other people for that. I would say some years, but to use it for yourself, it can be quite quick, right? And the earlier you start, the better. Now Neptune in Aries I will make a separate video on that, because we see in Neptune in Aries is like revealing a lot of things, hidden things, yes, secrets. So this will be I would say the next 13 years will be the main renaissance of this kind of knowledge, right? Already now, one of my students said yesterday, he sees on TikTok that people are more and more talking about talismans in Islamic world back then, and they get out the proofs of the scholars here, right? And it's get more and more, so it's just starting. So please don't forget me. The guy who was making this since 2 or 3 years publicly here, trying to inform people, empower people. Whoever started that time will have a big, many steps ahead, right? Whoever starts now at the beginning when it's Neptune in Aries will be many steps ahead, because I would say the peak will be in 13 years, right? Maybe in the middle, like in 6 years, but it will be continuously peaking. After that, it will be the peak, and then, I don't know after that, of course. This is just approximate. Either it stays or it grows more, but it will now be really exponential, inshallah. Yes, this is Neptune in Aries, Saturn in Aries. The next 3 years will be also intense for that. So if you like to learn that, there are one-on-one courses, there are pre-recorded courses. Best to contact me before. If you like to have a manifestation, a seed talisman for planting the seeds, this is a long-term investment, ever growing, ever protecting. Also contact me. Otherwise, like, subscribe, hit the beats. Tell me what I can improve with my background. I think it's a good. It's more simple than a yurt, right? But yeah, I'm like, there needs to be another talisman somewhere. Okay, so keep it up. Salams.